Most entrepreneurs try to grow their business by working harder, more sales calls, longer hours, more effort, but experienced entrepreneurs solve problems differently. They use leverage. Leverage is one of the most important ideas in entrepreneurship because it's how you create results that are disproportionate to your effort. One action produces thousands of results. It's the definition of entrepreneurship, taking limited resources and turning them into abundance. I've been thinking about this a lot lately because some of my new coaching clients are still solving problems with effort instead of leverage. So I wanted to make a video to show you how you can use different forms of leverage to grow your business in an intelligent way. So in this video, we're going to look at 9 different levers that you can use to grow your business and improve your situation. There's a famous Archimedes quote that captures this idea perfectly. Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the earth. All right, let's do it. As we go through these 9 levers, think about which ones you already have and also which ones you're missing. The first form of leverage we're going to look at is media. Imagine doing 2 hours of work that keeps producing results for the next 10 years. One piece of content can reach thousands or millions of people, generate leads and hundreds of thousands of dollars for your business. Here are 7 examples of media leverage. Number 1, a YouTube video that generates leads. 2, a podcast episode that lets people get to know, like and trust you. 3, a LinkedIn post that goes viral and demonstrates your expertise. 4, an ad or a VSL that generates revenue. 5, a lead magnet that generates thousands of email subscribers. 6, a book that introduces people to your ideas and establishes you as an authority. And lastly, 7, a digital product that you can fulfill at essentially infinite scale. All of these things are examples of leveraged actions you can take as a business owner. They have a disproportionate return on the effort required to make them. As a specific example, let's look at this YouTube video. So it took me 2 to 3 hours to write this script, 30 minutes to record it, and then my video editor Joaquin will put it all together and make it look good. So my total investment in this video is 3 to 4 hours of time and a few days salary for Joaquin. But over the next 3 years or so, it's reasonable to think this video might get 10,000 views, which would equate to about 20 leads, and maybe 5 of them become customers. If each one of those people spends maybe $10,000 on my program, that's $50,000 that I've made from 3 to 4 hours effort. That's about $12,500 an hour. So that's not bad for somebody whose first full-time job paid them £70 a week working in a music store. And remember that 50,000 is from just one video. So the principle here is simple. You do the work once, but it's leveraged to hell. So you get a disproportionate return on the effort and the results keep coming for years and years. Using media as a form of leverage scales infinitely. Distribution costs almost nothing and it builds long-term asset value. So for lots of modern entrepreneurs, media is the main top of funnel engine for their business. But of course, you can also use media as leverage in your sales systems and your delivery systems. Don't think of media as just something that gets you leads. You can lean on this right the way through your business cycle. And depending on your business and your model, the entire thing can be media. Now we're going to look at a different form of leverage that you may or may not already have in place. An audience is one of the most valuable assets a business owner can build. If you have an audience that trusts you, launching new products becomes dramatically easier. Imagine this: Entrepreneur A launches a product with no audience. Entrepreneur B sends 1 email to 100,000 people. Guess who wins? It's obvious, isn't it? My companies have served a combined audience of over 20 million people in different industries, and I've built email lists of over 600,000 people. So audience building is a specialty of mine. And while it takes time to build, it is a monster asset once it's in place. So whether it's an email list or a YouTube channel, a podcast, followers on Instagram or X or LinkedIn, whatever it is, the difference in leverage it provides is enormous. When you have a loyal audience, you don't really ever need to find customers. They're right there. You just show them the thing and some of them will buy the thing. You already have a pool of people who know, like and trust you. A strong audience becomes a reliable distribution engine for every future product that you build, but the benefit goes way beyond that direct revenue. An audience is also a powerful place to get feedback, and it can give you a strong sense of meaning and purpose. It also makes your future work better because when you know there's people waiting for the next thing that you make, these are real people that you've interacted with and that you've served in the past, you feel grateful for them. You don't want to let them down with the next thing that you do. All of this makes your business stronger, more sustainable, and for me, much more enjoyable. There's no downside to having a loyal audience. It's a huge asset. You make more money and progress is accelerated almost everywhere. Imagine building something once and getting paid for it thousands of times. This is why so many entrepreneurs move from services to digital products. Product leverage basically means creating something once and selling it repeatedly. It could be an online course, it could be books, IP, licensing. Let's imagine that you spend 1 month making an online course. Once the course exists, it could sell 10 times, 100 times, or 100,000 times. As long as the delivery is automated, it makes no difference to your workload how many people buy it. The work happens once, you make the course, but the revenue happens repeatedly for years and years into the future. It doesn't have to be a course, just think of this as scalable productization. It can happen in many forms, and this is why lots of entrepreneurs move from providing services into products. Next form of leverage we're going to look at is perhaps the ultimate form of this. Software can serve thousands or even millions of customers with almost no extra effort. Delivery costs are basically zero, so the margins can be super high, and that's why software businesses can scale so fast. Software gives you incredible leverage as an entrepreneur because it allows something to happen automatically without human effort. A software product can serve 10 customers or 100,000 customers with very little extra work. The obvious examples of this are SaaS products and apps, but think more broadly than that. In your marketing, you can use automated sales funnels. In operations, you can use software workflows like Zapier or AI integrations. And in delivery, you might use membership sites or online course platforms. All of this is powered by code. Now think carefully about this. If you were an entrepreneur in Victorian Britain, you'd be leveraging steam power. That was the technology of that age. Code is the steam power of our time. So think carefully about that. Are you leveraging the steam power of our time in your marketing and in your product? Day to day, the most noticeable leverage you can install in your business is systems. Systems are the difference between a real business and a stressful job. If your business depends on you for everything, you don't have strong systems yet. So examples of systemization would be having SOPs for your team, automated onboarding, sales funnels, marketing workflows, customer success frameworks. Let's look at a simple example. Instead of onboarding every client personally, you create welcome emails, training videos for orientation, and an onboarding checklist for the client and for your team. And hey presto, now every customer receives the same experience without you doing everything again and again. Systems matter because for you as the business owner, systems make automation possible and delegation possible. You can't do either of those things without systemization. And in a business, systems are a prerequisite for consistent outcomes. And every successful business is built on consistent outcomes. Most entrepreneurs understand leverage intellectually, but they don't actually build it into their business. This is exactly the kind of thing that I help my coaching clients with. If you'd like me to personally coach you and help you build a calmer, more profitable business, head to boldfreedom.com or scan the QR code on the screen. One of the oldest forms of leverage is labor. Having other people working for you. Your business will only grow as fast as you can work until you start using other people's time as leverage. When you build a team, work starts happening in parallel instead of sequentially. It might be as simple as just having a VA or a sales team closing deals, or agencies handling your marketing. But basically, you are using other people's time and expertise. I still remember the joy of hiring my first customer service person at my first company, so I didn't have to do the customer support anymore. The benefit of using other people's time isn't just the time that it frees up, it's the headspace. You can do higher value work, but you can also do that higher value work to a better standard because your head isn't cluttered with all of the mundane day-to-day stuff. Basically, growth is no longer being limited by your personal capacity. For a lot of founders, once you have a strong team, that's the moment when you reach escape velocity and the business really starts to go places. Capital is leverage because money can compress time. Sometimes the fastest way to grow a business is simply investing money into the right opportunities and removing constraints. Using capital as leverage allows you to grow in months what might otherwise take years. Money spent wisely can accelerate growth. Maybe it's using paid advertising, hiring talented people, or product development or marketing campaigns. If you have an existing sales funnel that's proven to convert well, pouring some paid ads into that can scale it quickly. Growth that might have taken years organically can happen in just a few months. Capital can compress time. The skill is knowing where to allocate it and when. Reputation is one of the most powerful multipliers in business. Reputation is basically the accumulated trust and credibility that you build through consistent behaviors over time. It's really hard to fake, and it's a powerful asset to have. For example, being known as an expert in your industry, having strong testimonials and case studies, and a track record of success over years. Imagine two entrepreneurs offering the same service. One has no track record, the other has hundreds of testimonials and years of results. There's a clear winner in this scenario. Not only does the second entrepreneur get the business, but they can charge significantly higher prices as well. Your reputation multiplies everything else that you do. You get better lead flow, it increases conversion rates, you get stronger pricing power, and maybe best of all, opportunities flow to you. People seek you out for collaboration and partnerships. So reflect on that. What's your reputation in your industry? Are you leveraging it as much as you could? Do you need to build a better reputation? What could you do today to boost your reputation? Your network is one of the most underrated forms of leverage in business. Relationships create opportunities that you simply can't generate alone, and one powerful partnership can grow your business faster than months of marketing. That could be through referrals, affiliate relationships, joint ventures, or introductions. I used to own a website that had lots of traffic, but I knew I wasn't monetizing it properly. So I found a company online that sold a product that I knew that the audience of that website would like. So I called him up, arranged the meeting, and the next day I got on a train from Liverpool to London and knocked on his door in Borough in London. We had a coffee, we spent about 2 hours side by side discussing how we could work together. And over the next 3 to 4 years, we both made about £500,000 each from that collaboration. I never met him in person again, we just exchanged emails after that initial meeting. As I said, one collaboration can produce more growth than many months of marketing. So there you go, we've covered 9 different forms of leverage. But of course, in the real world, most businesses combine multiple layers of leverage. So for example, the way they leverage media might be they have a YouTube channel and they use that to attract leads. The way they leverage audience is they have lots of followers on Instagram. The way they use product leverage might be through having an online course. Software leverage might be having an automated sales funnel. Systems leverage might be an email marketing sequence. People leverage might be they have a team that manages everything. Capital leverage might be they use paid ads to pour leads into the sales engine that they have. There are literally thousands of possible combinations, but the key thing I want you to take away from this video is to think about this. What tasks are you doing right now that have no leverage attached to them? In your weekly schedule, day to day, what can you do to add leverage? The big question here is to ask yourself regularly, am I solving this problem with effort or with leverage? Effort might solve the problem in the short term, it's where most entrepreneurs start, but long-term success, big success, comes from replacing effort with leverage. Entrepreneurs who use intelligent leverage to build their business as an asset will massively outperform entrepreneurs who just do tasks. So let's summarize the major takeaway here. An entrepreneur should continually replace their personal effort with some form of leverage. Focus your time on creating things that work repeatedly without you, like content that builds your audience, products that can be sold many times, systems that automate delivery, people who run your operations. The practical rule is simple. Whenever you solve a problem in your business, you ask, how can I solve this once so it keeps working for me? If you'd like me to personally coach you and help you build a more leveraged and profitable business, head to boldfreedom.com or scan the QR code that's on the screen. If you want more thinking like this, sign up for my weekly email newsletter. The link's in the description. And if you'd like to see how I diagnose the single biggest growth problem inside a business, watch the next video where I explain the one power question every entrepreneur should ask themselves every day.